Okay. Okay. So I will move on to the next section. And does anyone have any questions? No. Okay. Jay, probably you are the only one who did not ask any question. You don't have any question, I am assuming. So I can move on. Okay. Jay is not responding. Fine. So this is our. Okay. So this is our next section. It's halalonomics, and you can briefly make out what we are going to discuss when we talk about halalonomics. So it's a made up word which is a combination of two words, halal and economics. This is a way for Islamists to fund, run whatever program they want to, as well as support terrorist activities. So I will go briefly once we move on to the next section. So we need to discuss what is halal first. It has got different stages. Halal was different before Islam arrived in Saudi Arabia. Halal is different now, the way it is being used. So it is basically an Arabic word which means pure, holy. In we say in Hindi Sudh, in Odia we say Suddha. So halal just means pure. It's clean according to Islamic standards. So before Islam came, it was just an Arabic word which denoted that something is clean. So this woman is clean. So this woman is halal. This place is neat and tidy. So this place is halal. Now, what happened after Islam came is they associated this word with a kind of ritual, with a kind of animal sacrifice, where people need to slaughter animals in a particular way. Only for that particular way to be clean according to Islamic standard, they associated some sort of framework to it, and that framework is called halal today. Now, you may have a question like whether it's a practice or is it a ritual. So, on the day of Bakra Eid, where they purchase goats from the market and they slaughter it, so to say, they offer some sort of kurbani. It's a ritual on that day. On other days, it's a practice. It's a practice that is going on, spreading from markets to markets. And it is imperative for us to understand the consequences we'll have to face if it is not stopped. So what is halal? What is done during halal? So basically, okay, before I ask this question, let me just, okay. So we have got 7 participants, and someone has messaged anyone. Jay, are you able to hear me? Jay, are you able to hear me? I think he's not able to hear us. Okay, cool. So I'm going to ask you this question. How many of you are non-vegetarians? You can raise your hand by, clicking over here. You can, you know how to raise your hand. How many of you are non-vegetarians? Okay, there is 1. There is 2. There is 3. 3 people only? Okay. 4. So 4 people are non-vegetarian. Now let me tell you this. This halal is not just related to non-vegetarians. It is related to vegetarians as well. It will come up in the later part, but mostly non-vegetarians are responsible for the consumption of halal meat, and I will tell you how. So who gives halal certification? There is an organization called Jamiat-e-Ulema-e-Hind, and this is an organization which is one of India's oldest Islamic organization. Now what it does, if you are opening a hotel or a restaurant or some sort of a food chain like Domino's or KFC, and you want your chicken to be certified as halal chicken, you approach this community. They will come examine the way you prepare your chicken, and then they will charge 20,000 rupees. I'll get to that in the next slide. And they will charge 20,000 rupees, and they will give you a halal certification. Now what happens is, This organization is responsible for funding terrorism. What they do, they take 20,000 from you, then they help Muslims who are accused of terrorism charges bail out. They help them set up attorneys, they help them set up lawyers, not just in India, all over the world. Okay, so I'm going to discuss that in the next slide. So this is Jamiat Ulema Hind. They charge 20,000 rupees for registration. If you have a hotel, they will charge 20,000 rupees and 500 per good. So if it's a chicken, it's 500. If it's a lamb, it's 500. If it's mutton, it's additional 500. And the certificate is valid only for 1 year. Next year, again, you have to renew it. It's 15,000 rupees plus GST plus 500 rupees extra for each good. And this is what they have done. So this Jamiat Ulema Hind, they provide attorneys, lawyers to people, Muslims, who are accused of terrorism. So in the German bakery bomb blast case, they held Mirza Hamayat Beg versus the state of Maharashtra. In Lashkar connection case, they held Abdul Rahman versus the state of SLP. In ISIS conspiracy case, Kochi, they helped Arshi Qureshi and the others who were involved versus the state of Kerala, and so on and so forth. I have collected this information from their website. You can Google Jamiat Ulema Hind, go to their website. They are very proud of it. They're very proud of helping their Muslim brothers out by taking money from us non-Muslims. So we pay for this. It's imperative for us to know that we pay for this. We pay for the terror funding. And unless we realize, then it will lead to our doom. So how do they capture the entire market? You know, it's a religious practice. Muslims will only eat halal. So a devout Sunni Muslim, I have mentioned Sunni again because Shias follow a different hadith, Sunnis follow a different hadith. Sunnis follow Sahih Bukhari, where there is a specific mention about eating halal meat. So Shias are not necessarily into Sahih Bukhari, so if they can do away with halal and non-halal product. So a devout Sunni Muslim will only have halal. So what they will do is they will put pressure on the shops, restaurant chains, meat markets, and pressurize them to introduce halal into their vicinity. To sell any product in the Middle East, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Oman, Yemen, you need halal certification. Baba Ramdev, who heads Patanjali, has obtained halal certification to sell Patanjali products in Saudi Arabia. Dabur, which is also an Indian brand, has halal certification to sell products in Saudi Arabia. So what they have done, they have introduced a market for Muslims, run by Muslims, sold to everyone. For that, only a Muslim can take care of. They have also opened a market where a Muslim will certify whether your product can be sold in Muslim countries. So it's a two-way business. It starts with 5% minority demanding halal and then 95% majority giving into it. So a religious practice turns into economic jihad. So their ulemas, their maulanas, their imams, their religious leaders ask Muslims to demand only halal meat, and that is how halal is preached and endorsed all over the country. So what products are applicable? Like I've mentioned, everything except air. It's not a joke. Since air cannot be packaged and sold right now, halal is applicable to every product, not just non-veg. To mixture packets, to body lotions, to soaps, to milk, to wheat, everything halal is applicable, and it is registered to create a Muslim chain end to end. So what does it mean is, if a product is halal certified, it is manufactured by a Muslim, it is sold by a Muslim, it is endorsed by a Muslim, it is accepted by a Muslim, it is marketed by a Muslim. So the entire profit goes to a Muslim. Okay. So I'll show you certain images where halal is applicable. This is the general meat store where you can find halal. Now this is a chips packet. Excuse me. So a Cornetto packet, this is the company Cornetto, which sells chips, in particular chips, like Lay's. And there you can find the logo of Jamiat Ulema Hind Halal Trust, which means this product is halal certified. This is a water bottle. It's not sold in India, but it's sold in Malaysia. Even this one, if you can see, I can zoom in. So you can see the halal logo over here. This is a wheat packet made and sold in India. You can see product of India over here. And here also we have halal logo. So we have covered water bottle, chips packet, wheat packet, where halal are mentioned. Halal logos are mentioned. This is a cosmetic powder sold by the Arshveda company. It is also a product of India. If I zoom in, you can see Halal India logo. So you can have a brief idea of how much market halal has occupied. It's a 1.5 trillion economy which halal has a total control of, right? And it is not just limited to meat industry, it is limited to everything else. So now the question comes, why should we protest it? Well, first, it discriminates on the grounds of religion. And let me explain it how. Halal can only be practiced and conducted by a Muslim. So if I were to go to this shop, just bear with me. Okay, so this shop where meat is sold, it is halal certified. In this shop, you can find halal meat, which can only be prepared by a Muslim. A non-Muslim cannot prepare halal meat. So what it means is, shops like this or restaurants like this, which provide halal meat, do not employ a non-Muslim. They will only employ a Muslim, which is discriminatory on the grounds of religion, and it goes against our constitution as well. If you are a non-Muslim, if you are, let's say you are a Hindu, you are a Sikh, and you want to prepare meat, you want to prepare jhatka meat, they will not employ you just because you are not a member of that religion. So we will move on to point number 2. It violates the Constitution of India by defying the SC/ST Act section 3(1)ZC. So what this act says is, if anyone from the Dalit community is refused any sort of service from a non-Dalit community, just because that person belongs to the Dalit community, it is a criminal and punishable offense, and that person can be sent to jail for 5 years, right? So out of Hindus, only Dalits are the ones who normally slaughter animals, who prepare animal meat. These restaurants and these restaurant chains, they do not accept a Dalit inside because they are not Muslims. It endorses terrorism and funding for state-sponsored extremism. I just explained what Jamiat-e-Ulema Hind does, how they spend money on funding terrorism, on helping Muslims accused of terrorism. So when you purchase any halal product, what you are doing is you are indirectly paying to Jamiat-e-Ulema Hind, which indirectly pays to sponsor terrorism. And the fourth point is, it is toxic for human consumption. Guys, I want to explain this point in Hindi. हम लोग हलाल इसलिए खा लेते हैं क्योंकि हम लोग सोचते हैं कि it is not going to impact us. हम लोगों के लिए ये problematic नहीं है. It's just a meat, right? But try to understand, it's not just a meat. It is a different process of preparing meat. तो इसमें क्या होता है? इसमें जो जानवर का जो jugular vein होता है, उसको मक्का की तरफ पॉइंट करके उसका जो जुगुलर वेन है होता है उसको धीरे से काटा जाता है, एंड दे गिव एन इस्लामिक प्रेयर बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम अल्लाहू अकबर. उसके बाद जानवर को तड़पा तड़पा के मरने देते हैं. तो जब ये होता है तब क्या होता है, दैट एनिमल रिलीजेस एड्रेनलिन. एड्रेनलिन आपको पता ही होगा, ये हमारे अंदर एक टाइप का हार्मोन है जो तभी रिलीज होता है जब हम लोग ज्यादा एक्साइटेड होते हैं या फिर पैनिक करते हैं या फिर हम लोग डेंजर फेस करते हैं. और ये जो एनिमल एड्रेनलिन है, इट इज टॉक्सिक फॉर ह्यूमन कंजप्शन. अगर हम लोग इस मीट को खाते हैं और ये एड्रेनलिन हमारे अंदर जाता है तो ये हमारे लिए टॉक्सिक है, हार्मफुल है. इट इज गोइंग टू impact us in a large scale. ओडियारिया को आइसो कौन दी? तो because of adrenaline released in animals, it causes blood cancer as well. तो अगर आप हलाल मीट खाते हैं तो be sure, rest assured, आपको फ्यूचर में ब्लड कैंसर होगा, depending on the kind of meat you consume, right? So we will move on to the last section, how to protest. Well, first, आप कहीं पे भी जाओ, जितनों ने नॉन वेजिटेरियन होने पर हाथ उठाया, आप कभी भी होटल में जाते हैं, रेस्टोरेंट में जाते हैं खाने के लिए नॉन वेज, आप वहां पे पूछो कि हलाल मीट सर्व हो रहा है या झटका. अगर झटका नहीं हो रहा है तो आप बोलो वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू हैव फूड हियर, हमको झटका ही चाहिए. जब तक वो झटका सर्टिफाइड नहीं करते, जब तक वो झटका मीट देते नहीं है, तब तक आप उस रेस्टोरेंट चेन में नहीं जाओगे. You won't have food over there. You will completely boycott it. I will give you an example once I'm done with this entire session. The second thing is do not purchase products with halal logo. मैंने आपको दिखाया कि हलाल सिर्फ नॉन-वेज तक ही लिमिटेड नहीं है. हलाल बहुत सारे जगहों तक जाता है, पानी तक जाता है, मैदा तक जाता है, चिप्स के पैकेट्स में जाते हैं. इवन बीच में कॉन्स्पिरेसी चला था. I don't know how many of you have heard KFC. सबको पता ही होगा, जाहिर सी बात है. तो KFC का बीच में कंट्रोवर्सी इसलिए चला था क्योंकि KFC और मैकडोनल्ड्स, उन्होंने बीच में अपने ट्विटर में पोस्ट किया था कि हम लोग हलाल मीट सर्व करते हैं, अगर आपको चाहिए तो आप आके पूछ सकते हो, हम लोग सर्टिफिकेशन दिखाएंगे एंड देन यू कैन कंज्यूम द मीट. उसमें बहुत बड़ा कंट्रोवर्सी इसलिए चला था क्योंकि सिख्स जो पंजाबी होते हैं वो मोस्टली झटका खाते हैं. हिंदुओं के लिए तो नॉनवेज इज बैड, but then again we cannot live in 21st century the way our religion was practiced 5000 years ago. So we have adopted this habit of eating non-veg and that is fine. तो हम लोग अगर non-veg खा रहे हैं तो we need to straight away demand झटका meat, not halal. And जिस भी प्रोडक्ट में हलाल का लोगो मिले, आप दूर रहिए, don't purchase it. थर्ड, जैसे कि मैंने कहा, it is discriminatory in nature. ये रिलीजियस डिस्क्रिमिनेशन करता है, ये वायलेट करता है इंडिया का जो SC/ST एक्ट है. आपके सर्कल में अगर कोई सोशल एक्टिविस्ट है, उनके साथ आप पेटिशन फाइल कर सकते हैं, एफिडेविट फाइल कर सकते हैं अगेंस्ट दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, अगेंस्ट दिस रेस्टोरेंट्स, अगेंस्ट दिस होटल्स जो सिर्फ हलाल मीट सर्व करते हैं, क्योंकि वो कभी एक दलित को एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेंगे, कभी एम्प्लॉय नहीं करेंगे, कभी एक नॉन मुस्लिम को एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेंगे. तो आपको ये स्टेप उठाना पड़ेगा. फोर्थ, आपको लग रहा होगा कि इससे ज्यादा कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, बट लेट मी टेल यू, श्रीलंका में, नॉर्वे में, पोलैंड में, म्यांमार में हलाल बैन हो चुका है. इन देशों में आप हलाल मीट डिमांड नहीं कर सकते. श्रीलंका ने तो इतना कि अभी रिसेंटली श्रीलंका ने बुर्का तक को बैन कर दिया है. सो दीज कंट्रीज बैंड हलाल कंजप्शन. इंडिया में भी हलाल बैन हो सकता है अगर हम डिमांड करें झटका मीट. I will give you an example. 2 हफ्ते पहले मैंने डोमिनोज पे गया था just to conduct this experiment. मैंने I wanted to order a chicken pizza, even though I have converted into vegetarianism. मैंने पूछा कि आपका चिकन पिज्जा में आप कौन से चिकन डालते हो, हलाल चिकन या झटके का चिकन? तो उन्होंने कहा सर हम हलाल चिकन डालते हैं. तो मैंने कहा कि आई एम सॉरी, मैं ऑर्डर कैंसिल करना चाहता हूँ, मैं I won't consume it and I will make sure that none of my friends visit your place too because you serve only halal. तो डोमिनोज वालों ने मुझे कहा कि सर अगर आप झटका डिमांड करेंगे तो हम झटके का मीट भी प्रिपेयर करेंगे आपके लिए. आर मुस्लिम कस्टमर्स आर ओनली 2%, लेकिन वो 2% जब भी आते हैं हलाल ही डिमांड करते हैं. इसी वजह से हमने हलाल का मीट यहाँ पे स्टोर करके रखा है. आप 95% आप झटका डिमांड नहीं करते, इसी वजह से हम झटका यहाँ पे कुक नहीं करते, हम सिर्फ हलाल प्रिपेयर करते हैं. That is what they said, and वो ये तक बोले कि नेक्स्ट टाइम आप जब आओगे तो we will have झटका prepared. हम लोग झटका सर्टिफिकेशन भी लाने को तैयार है, लेकिन आप 95% वालों को you have to place this demand. I will give you a second example. KFC में, जलंधर में KFC का एक बहुत बड़ा आउटलेट था, जिन्होंने बाहर एक होर्डिंग लगाया था जिसमें एक सरदार, एक पंजाबी, एक सिख was seen eating chicken. तो वहां पे एक पंजाबी लड़की गई, शी वॉज फ्रॉम आंध्र प्रदेश ओरिजिनली. वो गई उस KFC चेन में एंड उसने पूछा कि आप झटका देते हो क्या? तो उन्होंने कहा नहीं, हम सिर्फ हलाल देते हैं। लेकिन उन्होंने एक सरदार का फोटो लगाया हुआ था बाहर। तो उस 23 साल की लड़की ने शी फाइल्ड अ केस अगेंस्ट दैट KFC। उनके पास 50 होर्डिंग्स थे जो वो सोचे थे कि फ्लाईओवर के स्टार्ट से लेके एंड तक पोस्ट करेंगे। आंध्रा में उस लड़की ने केस डाला, एंड उसके बाद दैट पिटीशन वाज फाइल्ड, एक केस लॉन्च किया गया उसके अगेंस्ट में, क्योंकि उन्होंने पंजाबियों का नाम खराब करने की कोशिश कर रहे थे कि आप सिखों को यूज करके सिखों को बुला रहे हैं यहाँ पे खाना खाने के लिए, लेकिन आप उन्हें हलाल सर्व कर रहे हैं, झटका सर्व नहीं कर रहे। तो एक 23 साल की लड़की ने एक KFC जॉइंट को बंद होने के कगार पे लाके रख दिया। A 23-year-old girl, because she was responsible enough to demand for her religious rights. श्रीलंका में जब हलाल बैन हुआ, तो श्रीलंका के जो मुसलमान लोग थे वो लोग गए, दे रिक्वेस्टेड द प्राइम मिनिस्टर कि भाई साहब आप ईद के दिन एटलीस्ट हमें हलाल खाने दीजिए। only till Eid you allow, only on Eid you allow us to consume halal. तो श्रीलंका के प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने कहा कि मैं एक नहीं, दो जॉइंट खोलने के लिए दूंगा, दो रेस्टोरेंट हलाल वाले खोलने के लिए दूंगा, उसी दिन जिस दिन तुम झटके का एक जॉइंट मुझे सऊदी अरेबिया में खोलने दोगे। द डे यू अलाउ मी टू ओपन अ जॉइंट, झटका जॉइंट इन सऊदी अरेबिया, is the day I will let you open multiple halal joints in Sri Lanka. So this statement was made very, very clear. So guys, we are done